Soccer fans, Pioneer Men's Varsity Soccer is live and on the air. We are live at Hollway Field where it is the Pioneer men's varsity soccer team taking on the Dexter Dreadnoughts. The freshman team for Pioneer won. The freshman squad won 1-0. And then the JV squad won 3-0. So the varsity squad looking to follow suit. We'll play a few messages from the MHSAA. Then we will be back with varsity action for the first half. You're watching Pioneer Men's Varsity Soccer, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Again, as both the freshman and the JV squad winning earlier 1-0 and 3-0. Taking a look at the schedules thus far, from what I can tell, Pioneer Men's Varsity Soccer had a draw versus Woodhaven. I didn't have a result out on the MHSAA website for the Sylvania Northville game. And then it was a 0-0 draw over at Skyline. So 0-0-2 for Pioneer, whereas Dexter has only played a single game thus far. That has been a game back on the 23rd versus Lincoln. That was at home at Dexter, and that was a 4-1 win by the Dreadnoughts. So, taking a look, Pioneer played a few more games, but Dexter with the win, Pioneer with the two draws coming into play. 40 minutes up on the clock. Both squads gathered around. Pioneers in their purple kits with the purple tops, the purple shorts, the purple socks, white sleeves and numbers in white on the back for those purple kits. Taking a look at the Dexter kits, they are white tops, white bottoms, the numbers in dark along the back. I believe maybe that's a dark maroon, which would be Dexter's colors, and then trying to see the front. I think they believe they just have a crest on the front as both squads getting things taken care of. So we said 40 minutes up on the clock, getting ready to go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
As John hops on the public address announcement, welcome everybody to the varsity match.
Alumni and fans, the Dexter Dreadnoughts to tonight's match against Joel and our
As let's play a quick message from the MHSA. We'll be right back.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As Dexter being announced, we just got the roster, so I didn't get a chance to follow along. But Drew Ducker and Jamie Lewis, head coaches for Dexter.
Oh yeah, now your Pioneers, here they are.
And now for Pioneer.
Goalkeeper Ryan Queen.
Queen comes out onto the field. Wilhelm heads out onto the field for Pioneer.
Number 99, goalkeeper Cole Peroff.
Peroff heads out onto the field.
Number 2, Adonis Anderson.
Adonis Anderson heading out.
Vernon.
Burton coming out.
Number 5, Josh Jacob.
Jacob heads out onto the field.
Rafa Carrillo.
Carrillo heads out onto the field.
Lucas Anderson.
Lucas Anderson heading out.
Isaac Chaknowski.
Chuknowski coming out.
Sora Koss.
Koss heads out onto the field for Pioneer.
Strickler.
13 is Strickler for Pioneer.
Santi Fiore.
Fiore heading out, number 14.
Templeton.
Templeton, number 15.
Lucas Medina.
Medina heading out, number 16 for Pioneer.
It's Diego Rivera.
Rivera coming out.
Tyler Wilkins.
Wilkins heads out, number 18.
Jacobson.
Jacobson, number 19, heads out for Pioneer.
Alex Kripken.
Krifkens comes out, number 20 for Pioneer.
Number 21, Sore Jansen.
Janssen comes out, number 21. Moore, number 22.
Felix Starosta.
Starosa, number 23.
Alexander Reifler.
Reifler, number 26, heads out for Pioneer.
And number 27, Parker Herbaway.
Kerbaway is number 27, heading out for Pioneer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask
Now, ladies and gentlemen,
rise now
the playing of the national anthem.
for the playing of the national anthem.
And live back at Hollway Field for Pioneer Men's Varsity Soccer taking on Dexter. Your official game time temperature for today, starting off as we pull that up, is 77 degrees. Supposed to get down into the low 70s, upper 60s by the end of the match. It is cloudy, gray skies out above as it's a carpet of gray. Hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed that the rain stays away. And more importantly, the lightning stays away so we can have a good match between these two squads. Pioneers starting going right to left as that is Biroff taking his place inside the 18 to our right. As Lindholm appears to be the goalkeeper of note for Dexter. We'll see heading back that way, number 25. A couple junior varsity players have been brought up as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. 40 minutes up on the clock, getting ready to go. As indeed, that does look like Lindholm to our left in the 18 to our left. Dexter ready right at the center circle to get going. As that is Morales Levert. And sent back and then launched forward down the far side of the pitch. Taken down, now coming ahead. Lucas Anderson hands that tipped away. He's right at the center line. Lucas Anderson sends it down the far touchline. And brought ahead by Pioneer. Getting over now, trying to feed it towards the 18. That kicked away by but early. That comes all the way in along. Grabbed just inside the 18 by Lindholm, who kicks it away all the way down the field. Pioneer into their defensive third. As that's sent back over to Piroff. Piroff in the 18. Moves it over onto the far side of the pitch. As that's brought back to Koss. Koss coming up the middle of the pitch. Koss dribbles to his right now. Koss launches it in the air, coming down on the near side, trying to get it over to Wilkins. That knocked down by Starosa. Starosa moves it over now. Pioneer feeds it along the near side, just inside the attacking third. That tipped away. Dexter sending it ahead. Knocked down, pulling it away from Meyer is Pioneer, as Meyer was dispossessed. Crossing, Wilkins, that back over to Wilkins. Wilkins on the edge of the 18. Wilkins coming in with a shot that just goes wide to the near side of the woodwork. And will be a goal kick by Lindholm. 38. We are in the 39th minute. Or excuse me, it's counting down. I just got used to counting up with the AFC Ann Arbor, but we are at 38 minutes, 20 seconds. Left to go here in the first. That ball in the 18. Dexter brings it ahead as that's launched all the way down. That goes out the near touchline. As Budurli with the throw in on the near touchline. That headed up. Grabbed down by Cross. Firing it ahead. Moving it back, Lucas Anderson. That launched ahead. Battle for it on the far touchline. Dexter comes away with it. That knocked down right at the center line. Fed ahead, trying to come down with it is Carrillo. That over to Wilkins. Wilkins moves it back, trying to get it into the middle of the pitch. Carrillo has that tipped away. Trying to move it over was Lucas Anderson. Now that launched down the near touchline. Picked up there. Working his way over is Kawabi. That goes out the end line. That will be a goal kick. Lindholm has it inside 18. 0-0 is the score. Lindholm gets it set right at the 6. Sends it down the far wing. That knockdown, trying to get it over. Starosta has it now, coming in with it. That moved over, collected. Wilkins with it, top of the 18. That shot, and that went off of the field goal post. That will again be a goal kick, but just over the crossbar. Good opportunity for Pioneer. Lindholm sets it back at the 6 to kick it away. 36-25 left to go in this first half. Scoreless so far. That ball high in the air as that was headed by Koss. Over on the far wing, that goes out the far touchline. Templeton with the throw-in for Pioneer on the far touchline. Templeton launches it as that's knocked down, kicked around as Dolsky had it. And launched all the way down into the attacking third, but that goes out the far touchline. That will be a throw-in for Dexter. Dexter launches it towards the center line. That knocked down Pioneer. Controlling is Carrillo. Back, trying to fire it forward. That knocked down by Brotherly. Fired ahead, stopped by Templeton. Templeton starts the rush the opposite direction. Tipped down right at the center line. Now here comes Starosta. Starosta trying to get it over to Lucas Anderson. Lucas Anderson coming down the far side of the pitch and a whistle. Lucas Anderson tangled up with a Dreadnought defender. That is going to be a restart for the Dreadnoughts. As Lindholm comes over on that far side of the pitch inside of his defensive third. That launched up high, coming down with it. Carrillo sends it ahead. That knocked back, battle for it right in the middle third. Dexter controls, bringing it ahead. Knocked down as that comes all the way over as Medina is in some pain as he went to block that ball and took a kick right to the shin. As Trainer comes out, we'll hope Medina's all right. As again, Medina getting right in the way of a blast by a Dreadnought midfielder, and that just hit right the wrong spot. $34-12 left to go here in the first half. Scoreless so far as they're working on the player. Medina down just on the edge of the defensive third. We'll play a quick message from the MHSAA and we will be right back.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As Medina walks off under his own power with a bit of a limp, but we're happy to see that as that throw-in on the near touchline by Brutally. Brutally battling it along the near touchline. Wilkins sends that ahead. Now, Chuknowski feeding it. Wilkins with it. Wilkins goes on to the far side of the pitch. Wilkins sends it down the far touchline. That grab there by Templeton. Templeton feeding ahead to Lucas Anderson. Lucas Anderson just on the edge of the 18, sends it back. Templeton looking for a cross. Templeton comes up the touchline. Gets it back over to Chuknowski as that launched onto the near side of the pitch. Carrillo coming ahead with it. Carrillo works through some contact. trying to feed it over now. That in along the end line, popped up high in the air. That will go out the near touch line. As Kawabe back there with an excellent opportunity. That throw in, knocked back as Janssen sent it ahead. Now battle for it on the near touchline. Starosta trying to send it ahead, but that went out the near touchline. That will be a throw in again for Brutally on that near touchline. Brutally trying to move it ahead to Meyer. And ball again out the near touchline. Brutally again with the throw in. Brutally arcs it ahead as that's knocked down by Tracy. Tracy trying to send it over. Whistle, and that will be a restart for Pioneer. As Berman moves it over. Here comes Pioneer as Koss launches it down the near side of the pitch. That collected by Wilkins. Wilkins is dispossessed now. Carrillo moving it over to Wilkins. Wilkins. Lucas Anderson sends it back to Starosta. Starosta back just on the edge of the attacking third. Starosta gets it back. Now moves it over along the far touchline. As that's a cross by Templeton, knocked down by Brutally. Lifted high in the air towards the center line. Berman heads it ahead. Now that ball on the near side of the pitch. Kawabe with the cross and the diving save. And pulled away. Sent back Pioneer with an opportunity, but a good defensive play. And knocked it all the way back in along the far touchline. Dexter keeping it in. Bringing it ahead. That launched right to the center line. Now knocked back the other direction. Pioneer controls in the middle third. Coming down on the near side of the pitch. That ball. Wilkins battling a trio, a pair of Dreadnought defenders. Now Koss moves it over to Lucas Anderson. Lucas Anderson, again trying to avoid pressure by the Dreadnoughts, gets it back to Koss. Koss sends it down the far touchline. Starosta had it. Now that put up high in the air by the Dreadnoughts. Berman chasing it back. Now Koss gets it on the edge of the 18, and looks like Koss got tangled up. Whistle. That's going to be a restart as Morales Leverett got tangled up by Koss. Koss with the restart. And over to Carrillo. Carrillo cuts through traffic over the center line. That knocked down by Dexter Brutally again in good defensive position. And picked up by Berman. Berman just shy of the center line. Berman trying to get it through traffic, knocked down by the Dreadnoughts. Pulling it over is Tracy. Tracy had it. That knocked out the near touchline. Brutally again with the throw in on the near touchline. 0-0 is the score. 29:52 left to go here in the first half. Whistle. So that's going to be a Dexter restart. As they have that ball set. As that ball set just on the near wing. A little room there. Malik gets back to kick it away. High up in the air by Malik, knocked down just on the edge of the arc. Pioneer trying to keep it out of the 18. Morales Leverett had it knocked away. Now Wilkins fires it forward. Trying to race ahead is Kawabe. Kerbway. That ball left on the edge of the 18. Now kicked away. Controlled by Pioneer. And along the near touchline, Wilkins. Wilkins As that slide tackled away, Wilkins gets it back. Wilkins heading down the near side of the pitch. He's dispossessed. That ball right over the center line, headed back. Pioneer trying to get to it as Chuknowski sends it back to Koss. Koss trying to move ahead to Lucas Anderson, then tipped away. Now here comes the Dreadnoughts racing down with it. And a whistle. That'll be a restart right around the 30-yard line. Looks like a restart on the far side of the pitch. They bring the ball in just inside the attacking third for the Dreadnoughts. Dexter has it set. That ball into the 18 comes over and out the end line. That will be a goal kick for Puroff. So he gets it set right at the 6. 27 minutes left here in the first half. Scoreless so far between Pioneer and Dexter. As bringing it ahead. Koss brings it out of the defensive third. Koss trying to send it forward. Wilkins bringing it down the center of the pitch. Wilkins trying to move it over. Pulled away by Dexter as they feed it through. Dolsky had it knocked back. Now coming ahead with it. Here comes Dexter down the far side of the pitch. Knocked down by Burnham. Burnham puts it up high in the air. As Kerbaway looking for the cross. Knocked down, removed, pulled away from him by Dolsky. Battle for right on the middle of the pitch. Dreadnoughts feed it down the far side of the pitch. Pioneer gets back control. Carrillo launching it, trying to get it over to Lucas Anderson. That headed away by the Dreadnoughts. Trying to keep it in. That'll go out the far touchline. Pioneer last touching it. That'll be Dreadnoughts with the throw-in. That's launched ahead. Dreadnoughts bringing it down that far side. Contact, and both a Dreadnought and a Pioneer player goes down in a collision. Both players just right around the center line. In a bit of agony, the Dexter player pops up and looks to be all right. As that's Osemacher, who popped up for Dexter. Pioneer player being looked at by a trainer, taking a look at that right leg. 25 minutes, 22 seconds left to go here in the first half. 0-0 is the score between these two squads. As the Pioneer player up. And that's Koss being helped off of the field as he is not putting any weight on that right leg. We hope he's all right. And as Koss is helped over to the bench. That's going to be a restart for Dexter, just shy. As Reifler comes in for Pioneer. Dexter to boot it away, just shy of the center line on the far side of the pitch. Lifted, knocked down by Jan Sain. Headed up high in the air, trying to get over Lucas Anderson. That goes out the far touchline. Lucas Anderson quickly with the throw-in on that far touchline, trying to keep it in. Kerbaway pulled away, coming down that fire down the far touchline. Jan Sain has in its own defensive third. Gets that back over to Puroff. Puroff Now over onto the near side. That moved ahead, knocked down. Dexter trying to bring it in as they have it on the edge of the 18. Now Morales Leverett moves it back over to Meyer. Meyer in along the near touchline. Back to Morales Leverett. That headed up high by the Pioneer defense. Picked up. Reifler gets it over along the near touchline. Pioneer racing over the center line as Carrillo trying to move it down before it goes out the near touchline. That'll come back, and there'll be a throw-in for Dexter. Scoreless so far, 24 minutes, 10 seconds left to go here in the first. Snyder with the throw-in on the near touchline. That goes out the near touchline. That will be Pioneer with the throw-in. Reifler with it. Reifler launches it in. Trying to pull that down. Pioneer moved back over. That'll stay Pioneer ball. Lift ahead, knocked down. Dexter bringing it ahead as that Snyder who launches it into the 18. Peroff with it. Peroff picks it up. Now rolls it over on the far side. Deion Sane. Jan Sane bringing it up the far side of the pitch. Gets it outside of his own defensive third. That ball on the far side of the pitch. Here comes Lucas Anderson. Lucas Anderson feeds it ahead, and that grabbed by Lindholm. Just inside of his own 18. Lindholm kicks it away high. Down the middle of the pitch as Morales Leverett moves it ahead. That just on the edge of the 18. Sent by Peroff. Snyder has it, trying to volley it the other direction. The ball right on the center of the pitch. Move back over to Carrillo. Back, Dexter picks it up. Dexter firing it into the offensive third. There's a pass deflected over in along the near touchline. Pioneer with it. It's racing ahead. Jan Sane moves it over on the near touchline. Wilkins with it. Wilkins passes ahead to Starosta. Starosta then knocked away by Dexter Malik. Puts it over on the far side of the pitch. A cross knocked away by Dexter. Pioneer lifts it into the 18. Coming over. And offsides called on Pioneer as they got just back behind. Kerbaway got back behind the defense. Otherwise, beautiful opportunity. Lindholm sets it inside the 18. The official gets everyone where they want. Now that lifted up. Arcing in the air. Knocked down Pioneer. Tracks it down is Berman. Gets it back over to Peroff. Over to Berman. Berman bringing it up the pitch. Berman now sending it back to Peroff. Peroff in the 18. Feeds it over on the far side. As Jan Sane trying to send it ahead. That intercepted by Dexter. Dexter brings it right back into the attacking third. Dexter, as Jan Sane knocks that away, he launches it, arcing in the air. Here comes Lucas Anderson, not quite able to keep it in, but that tipped out by Dexter. Lucas Anderson quickly with the throw-in from the far touchline. Now Starosta coming over. That he was dispossessed. Lucas Anderson back over. Chuknowski. Over to Wilkins. Wilkins launches it high in the air. Over for Lucas Anderson. Lucas Anderson trying to center it. That knocked away by Dexter. Popped up in the air by Berman. Now knocked down, headed by Unsane as he goes down in a collision with Morales Leverett. That will be a restart for Pioneer as they have it. 5 yards on their own side of the center line. Berman has it set right on the block A's. So we're over halfway through the first half. That ball lifted ahead. Sent back over to Starosta. Starosta sends it over on the far side of the pitch. Launched ahead by Templeton into the far corner. Starosta trying with the cross. That knocked down, headed up high by Lucas Anderson. Dexter controlling just outside their own 18. That lifted back. Here comes Dexter with a counter punch, racing it over, but that pulled away by Wilkins. Wilkins gets it over to Templeton on the far touchline. Templeton trying to work his way through contact, launches it ahead, and that goes out in off the far touchline and finds, I believe, the Dexter coach. There'll be a throw-in on the far touchline for the Dreadnoughts. 19 minutes left to go in the first half. Scoreless so far between Pioneer and Dexter. Again, Pioneer won the freshman match 1-0. Pioneer won the JV match 3-0 and looking to Scatino comes in. That ball. Jacob comes in for Pioneer. That thrown in on the far touchline. Starosa has it back. That knocked by Dexter. Right on the center of the pitch. Meyer with it. It's a whistle, and that's going to be a restart by the Dreadnoughts as they'll have it just inside of their defensive third. As Malik with it. To boot it away, Malik lifts it in the air. That ball knocked down by Jan Sane. Now Jacob trying to get it for Pioneer. Jacob in a battle down there with Asamaker. And launched into the 18 and out. That goes wide to the near side. That'll be a goal kick. Jacobson and Moore come in for Pioneer. Peroff has it set at the 6th now. Moves it over and along the near side of the pitch as Berman gives it over to Jan Sane. Jan Sane down the far side of the pitch, lifts it ahead. That goes out the far touchline, off the gate there. Dreadnoughts with the throw-in. 16:50 left to go here in the first. Throwing on the far touchline is that Gatino, who launches it in. Trying to get it over to Kiss. That brought back. Here comes Pioneer. Starosta has it. Starosta feeding it ahead. That knocked down. Over on the near side. Moore feeds it ahead. Now on the near side. That's a goal! Strickler puts it in as beautiful job getting past some contact. Strickler came in, knew there was going to be a slide coming in at slide tackle, able to put it in and fire it. Pioneer first on the board. Moore with a beautiful assist. 16-13 as that was as Dexter moves it back into the Pioneer defensive third. Berman over now. Jan Sane feeds it ahead. Starosta puts it down on the far touchline. That moving ahead, here comes Lucas Anderson trying to get the cross. Lucas Anderson slowing up. That moved over into the 18. Moore trying to get it, but that kicked away. Good defensive play by Dexter. Starosta, that will go out the far touchline. That'll be a throw-in by Dexter. There's 15:20 left to go appreciate you joining us. If you're looking for the Pioneer football game that is being broadcast by Anchor Bay, we'll see if we can. I didn't see that pop up, but we'll see if we can check that halftime and see if we can get a score for you, as I have the YouTube site up, but haven't seen that video going as of yet. Pioneer 1, Dexter nothing. As the ball just on the Pioneer side of midfield, as Jacobson sent it back. That launched up high, now headed back the opposite direction by the Dreadnoughts. Lifted onto the middle of the field. Now Jacobson trying to work through. That brought back. Racing ahead with it. Here comes Dexter as Doltsky has it and knocked away. Good defensive play as Meyer had it. And that poked away. Is that Rivera, I believe, who did that? Dexter with the throw-in. That ball picked up by Piroff. Piroff comes out to the edge of the 18. That ball launched ahead by Moore. Knocked down. Now launching Strickler, the goal scorer for Pioneer, had it. Then knocked away by Dexter as they control on that far touchline. Ball right to the center line. Now popped up high in along the near side of the pitch. Here comes Moore. Moore races down. Moore stops it. Goes for the cross. That knocked out the near touchline by the Dreadnoughts. That'll be a throw-in. Rifler gets it back over to Jacobson. Jacobson moves it back into the middle third. Now Berman moves it ahead as Lucas Anderson trying to get it over. That popped up high in the 18. Moore trying to pull it down. Moore gets it back to Jacobson. Jacobson launches that across the pitch and knocked down by Jacob. Now Templeton has it on the far touchline. Templeton with the cross. That comes all the way onto the near side of the pitch. That will go out the end line. As that'll be a goal kick. Lindholm has it right at the 6. Lindholm launches it ahead. That knocked by Jacob for Pioneer. Jacob, that headed away. Now volleyed back, kicked ahead by Dexter. Berman trying to knock it back. Now Berman heads it back up high, right on the middle of the pitch. Pioneer controls. That launch, trying to race over to get it, coming down. Pioneer with a shot that goes just high over the crossbar. Curb away with a great opportunity that just sailed a little high. 1-0 Pioneer with the lead, 11:32 left to go here in the first. Lindholm puts it up high in the air. Collision as Jacob collided with the Dreadnought. That goes over to Dexter on the restart. That's that ball ahead. Grabbed by Piroff. High in the air, headed by Pioneer. That will go out the far line. Strickler had it. Now that will be a throw-in by Pioneers. That went off of Dexter. Ball into the far corner. Pioneer looking for a cross. That goes just out the far touchline. That ball comes back. Now here comes Moore racing down the near touchline. Moore moves it back over to Rifler. Rifler trying to get it to the center of the pitch. Then stolen away by the Dreadnoughts. Now racing, Asemacher trying to get himself past the defense. Asemacher puts it to the near corner. Good job pulling it away by Rifler. Good defensive play. Pioneer launches it ahead, but headed right back into the attacking third for the Dreadnoughts as they have it just outside the 18. That ball over on the near side. That shot will go wide and out the end line. That was Kiss with a shot from just on the inner edge of the near side of the 18. We're approaching the 9-minute mark left. Dexter with the throw in on the far touchline. Trying to pull it away, Adonis Anderson. And ball down the far touchline. Dexter moves it back to their defensive back. Ripley. Down the near touchline it goes out, and that will be Pioneer ball. Rifler will throw it in, able to make sure that Dexter didn't get it. Rifler over to Berman. Berman over to Janssen. Janssen launches it, but Dexter volleys it right back. Now headed by Berman, but headed right back to the edge of the 18. Janssen lofts it high in the air. That ball pulled away. Here comes Pioneer over the center line. Racing down now on the near side of the pitch into, as that was Strickler, the goal scorer for Pioneer. Moore launches it back. Top of the attacking third. Jacob fires it, and that grabbed by Lindholm. As Lindholm sends it high. That bounces back. Rifler trying to pop it the other direction, but Kiss knocks it over. Headed back into the middle third by Pioneer. Grabbed Adonis Anderson. Has that deflected as he tried to move it ahead. That knocked down. Launched the other direction by Dexter. Now Jacob has that lifted away from him. Dexter puts it out the far touchline. 7:12 left to go here in the first half. 1-0 Pioneer with the lead. As Jacob pulls it back. Now lifted ahead. Pioneer Moore feeding it. And taking it down the far side. Jacobson trying to get it over to Lucas Anderson. Now that lifted back. Moore with a shot, and that goes just high. Again, just goes over the crossbar, then deflects down. Dexter controlling in their defensive third as they move that back. And up and in. Pioneer with the goal. At the 6:13 mark, exactly 10 minutes after their first goal. Moore. It's credit for that goal. Ball in along the far touchline. Popped up in the air by Adonis Anderson. Jan Sane in a battle along that far touchline. Dexter coming away with it as Morales Leverett trying to work his way through traffic, puts it into the 18, but that goes wide to the near side. That will be a goal kick. As Peroff moves it over, now picked up. Jacob has it. Jacob flips that back. Now that ball, Adonis Anderson with it on the far touchline. He'll have a throw-in. That ball knocked the other direction. Launched down by Bruderly. Now Strickler has it on the far side of the pitch. Strickler with the cross, trying to get it over to Moore. That tipped. Lindholm got a hand on it, and that might have just knocked it enough that Moore couldn't get to it. That will be a corner for Pioneer. Pioneer's first set piece here. As that looks like it's Jacob who will take the corner. That lifted, and that will go just wide. Oh, I believe that was Lucas Anderson who got a foot on it. That was able to be deflected away. We are very happy to be here, but our thoughts and prayers right now are with Linda Wiseman, who is in the hospital. If you have any thoughts and prayers you wouldn't mind sending her way, we would be very, very grateful. As that knocks down, coming down the far side of the pitch. Back into the defensive third for Pioneer. Berman over to Pieroff. Pieroff gets ahead to Jacob. Jacob dribbles to his right. Jacob trying to get some room, trying to get around Nevin. Jacob gets it over. Now Morales Leverett. And to knock that away, and that looks like that is going to be a restart for Dexter. 3:18 left to go before halftime. Pioneer 2-0 with the lead. That's Nevin with the restart. That into the 18, coming over. Kiss trying a cross as that bounced off of the crossbar. As Peroff was in a good position to get it. But that ended up out of bounds. So that will be kicked away from the 18. Berman over. Now Jacob moves it ahead. Popped up in the air. Lucas Anderson with it down the far touchline. Holds up, looking for the cross. Lucas Anderson trying to move it over. There's a shot and a grab by Lindholm. But a good opportunity. Kerbaway with an excellent opportunity. That ball lifted all the way back. Jan Sane gets it back over. That'll go out the end line. That should be a corner for Dexter in the far corner with 2 minutes left to go. That's Assenmacher to take the corner. This is Dexter's first corner of the game. As that ball launched up, headed, now trying to keep it in. Berman, that goes out the end line, but last touched by the Dreadnoughts, so that'll come over Pieroff. We'll set it down on the 6 to launch it away. Gently over to Berman. Berman lifts it. That over to Moore. Moore coming down the near side of the pitch. Moore. That touched over to Jacobson. Jacobson over to Jacob. Jacob lifts it high. That grabbed by Lindholm. Lindholm just on the edge of the 18. Has it. Lindholm will put his foot into it. Now Adonis Anderson trying to knock it down. Dexter controls right at the center line. Lucas Anderson trying to dispossess the Dreadnoughts. Battleford as Asamacher has it. Now Jacob moves it over to Jacobson. Jacobson over to Strickler. Strickler trying to get it over to Lucas Anderson. That popped down as Gatiano with it. 23 seconds left to go before halftime. 2-0 Pioneer with the lead. That comes over out the near touchline. Pioneer with the throw-in. That back over to Berman. Berman moves it ahead. Now Moore chips it back. As that is the end of the first half. At the end of half one, it is 2-0. Pioneer with the lead. Let's play a few messages from the MHSAA.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
So we're having a problem finding the Anchor Bay game on their YouTube. So if anyone does find it, let us know. We did check, and we thought it was going to be on that YouTube site, but we did get an update from someone there, and it is 28-0 Anchor Bay at this point. So cheers, some loud cheers at home, and hopefully that can find folks over at Anchor Bay. And it was, and also just shoot us an email at arborbroadcasting@gmail.com if you do find the appropriate site to stream that game so we can let people know. Otherwise, the freshman football fell to Anchor Bay yesterday. That was 34-7, and the JV fell 33-6. But, again, super early in the season, and the biggest improvement, they always say, is between Game 1 and Game 2. So looking forward to seeing exactly what they can do. And new coaching staff with the varsity team. So that, of course, isn't going to be something that happens immediately. So give that coaching staff patience. But excited to see what a lot of these wonderful Pioneer players can do. And excited to see what a lot of these wonderful Pioneer varsity soccer players can do, as they already have a 2-0 lead over the Dexter Dreadnoughts, looking to add to that. As the ball set right at the center of the center circle. Pioneer. Curb away to kick it away. Dexter coming out. As 40 minutes up on the clock, 2-0 Pioneer with the lead. Pioneer now going left to right as new keeper for Pioneer. That's Wilhelm in goal for Pioneers. That's launched over. Here comes Lucas Anderson. Lucas Anderson with the cross just through the 18. That coming and launched high up. That'd be 3 points if we were in an American football game, but this is association football. So that one just a little high. 39 minutes, 30 seconds left to go here in the second. Lindholm has it. All the lights across the way are on now. We had some issues last night. The two far lights wouldn't come on, so we are fully lit here at Hollway Field. Always a pleasure to be here. That ball out the near touchline. Dexter with the throw-in. That headed up high. That goes out the near touchline. Dexter again with the throw-in. That's Gazzino. Headed back by Pioneer, lifted. Battle for it. Here comes Dexter. That's rolled back. Pioneer launches it. Berman puts it down along the far touchline. Pioneer controls. Trying to lift it ahead. Trying to get it over to Carrillo. That bounces back into the midfield area. Here comes Jan Sane. That pass knocked away, but he's able to tackle it back. Here comes Carrillo. Carrillo moves it back over. Pioneer right on the center of the pitch. That shot goes just wide, as that was Wilkins with it. Lindholm has it set at the 6. Temperatures dropped down to a very, very nice 75 degrees here at Hollway Field. As we are under the lights, we see the lights across the way, as I believe that's Chelsea actually playing over the Big House right now, as they have the Battle of the Big House just across the way if you were to come back. That ball into the far corner. Now that will be they'll knock that back, and there'll be a throw-in for Pioneer on the far touchline. That ball controlled in the 18, sent out the far touchline by the Dreadnoughts. That's Reifler with the throw-in. Reifler over to Starosa. Starosa back to Reifler. Reifler moving it back. Carrillo trying to get to it. That pulled back away. Here comes Dexter going the other direction. That goes out the far touchline. Carrillo with a quick throw-in. Ball just shy of the center line. Pioneer trying to control on the far side of the pitch. That's Chuknowski. Gets it back. Fired back by Yansane. Now here comes Lucas Anderson with a cross as that's knocked away. Sent by the Dexter defense. That'll go out the near touchline. Templeton with it there. Templeton gets it back to Chuknowski. Back over to Carrillo. Carrillo trying to feed it over the top of the 18. That knocked all the way back. Reifler chases it down on the far touchline. Reifler again bringing it ahead. Reifler, as that poked as he was in a good battle back there with Asamacher. Pioneer trying to get it over to Starosta. Still battling as that slide tackle moved all the way back. That's going to be a restart going Dexter's way. So they'll have the restart just inside of their defensive third. 35-40 left to go here in the second half. 2-0 Pioneer with the lead. That lofted up high in the air. Headed back. And it's grabbed by Wilhelm. So Wilhelm has it on the edge of his own 18. Wilhelm arcs it ahead. That bounces right at the center line. Chuknowski trying to move it over and bodied off out the far touchline. Pioneer. Reifler with the throw-in. That brought back to Reifler. Reifler tries to send it ahead into the far corner. RP has it there. That knocked back. Dexter tries to launch it down the field, but that goes out the far touchline. Pioneer with it. Pioneer controlling back into the middle third. Chuknowski all the way back to Berman. Now Yansane back into his own defensive third to get it. Yansane comes down the near side of the pitch. Yansane. And over the center line. Knocked down, but that launched back into the attacking third for Pioneer. Malik with it for Dexter. Puts that back down the far touchline. Tracy trying to pull that away. It's a battle right in front of the Pioneer bench on that far side of the pitch. Reifler. That will be a restart as Carrillo has it. Just inside of the far touchline, right in front of the Pioneer bench, just inside of the 40-yard line. Reifler chips it high, arcing that, headed back by Dexter. Now again launched up into the 18 by Pioneer. That kicked up high by the Dexter defense. Back, Pioneer again volleys it just to the edge of the 18. Pioneer coming over as there's a cross trying to get it over as Wilkins trying to grab it it looked like they were trying to find Lucas Anderson just out of his reach as Wilkins grabbing it, but Lindholm with a fantastic save diving to the ground to pull that away to stop an excellent opportunity, a good chance for this Pioneer squad. Yansane. All the way back, Wilkins picks it up, Wilhelm picks it up in his own 18. Stolen away, dispossessed. Here comes the Dreadnoughts as into the 18, shot, and that was Morales Leverett putting it in. As that at the 32-48 mark, as that was set up beautifully. Asemacher gets the assist on a beautifully set up ball. There's not a lot Wilhelm could do with that one. And all of a sudden, Dexter has cut Pioneer's lead to a single goal. Coming back, Lucas Anderson trying to get to it. That knocked out the near touchline and up into the student section. We have a good student section here. Down, love to see it. Always fantastic when the students come, and a fantastic parent section as well. That ball popped up high in the air by the Dreadnoughts, trying to pull that down, still battling with it. Smoros Leverett had it. That's going to be a restart for Pioneers. They'll have it just outside of the attacking third. I believe that's Carrillo on the restart. That over to Chuknowski, back over to Carrillo. He has that poked away from him by Malik. And ball all the way out the far touchline. Dexter with the throw-in. Wilkins right there. That knocked back, trying to pull it down, battle for it as Chuknowski moves over to Rifler. Rifler puts it on the far touchline. There's a cross, trying to get to Lucas Anderson again. That knocked down by a Dexter defender out in front. Pulled down by Tracy down the far touchline. Now Carrillo starts the rush for Pioneer again. Over to Templeton down the near side of the pitch. Templeton moves it inside to the attacking third. That launched the other direction by Dexter. Templeton pulls it away. Templeton over to Yanseng. That popped up into the 18 and grabbed by Lindholm. Lindholm arcs it down the field. Over onto the near touchline. Dexter pops it ahead. Templeton trying to chase it down. Now Yanseng. Berman launches it, but that knocked down. As a collision. That'll be a restart for Pioneer. As Chuknowski going down. Rifler raises his hand. High in the air, grab by Lindholm. Oh, beautiful restart there, but Lindholm with sure hands. Deep inside the 18, inside the 6, grabbed that one. Lindholm launches it all the way down the pitch. That headed back the opposite direction as Starosa heads it back down the far side. That coming over the center line. That'll go out. The far touchline. Rifler with the throw-in on that far touchline as that ball got stuck back behind the Dexter bench. They move it over to Rifler. Rifler has it. 29 minutes and 8 seconds left to go here in the second. 2-1, Pioneer with the lead, but Dexter with the last goal as that ball knocked away. Pioneer trying to control that and launch the other direction by Dexter. That headed back, a whistle. That'll be a restart as Asemacher looks for an explanation. Carrillo back, and it looks like that is going to be, so Starosa with the restart for Pioneer. And knocked down, racing over. Dexter controls, coming down the near side of the pitch. Racing ahead with it is Asemacher. Asemacher putting it towards the center of the pitch. That brought back Meyer. Had it. Whistle. Now be a restart for Pioneer. Jan Sain over to Templeton. Templeton racing down the near touchline. And pop back over to Carrillo. Carrillo moves it over onto the far side of the pitch. That headed back by the Dreadnoughts. Knocked down. Rifler trying to get to it. Rifler trying to control. He goes down in a heap. That goes out the far touchline. Pioneer trying to keep pressure on Dexter, trying to get back to a 2-goal lead as that ball just in front of the Pioneer bench, just outside the attacking third, just shy of the 30-yard line. That launched into the 18, headed by Lucas Anderson. That goes out the end line. That will be a goal kick by Lindholm. Lindholm has it set at the 6. 2-1, Pioneer with the lead, but Dexter, the last one to put something on the board. Dexter looking for the equalizer. Pioneer would like to push this lead. Lindholm knocks it up high. That headed back the other direction by Pioneer. Again, Lucas Anderson trying to get to it as he's trying to battle through contact. Lucas Anderson, that is going to be a whistle. That'll be a restart for Pioneer. That is going to be outside of the 18 on the near side of the pitch. So good opportunity for Pioneer deep in the attacking third. Carrillo has it just inside of the near touchline. About 10 yards from the end line. Carrillo puts it up high as that makes its way all the way through the 18, trying to hold it in on the far touchline. Dexter moves it ahead as that brought back. Craig with it down the far side of the pitch. Pioneer controlling, getting it over to Carrillo. Carrillo trying to move it ahead. That over to Starosta. He was dispossessed, pulled back. Is that back in a collision and a whistle, and that'll be a restart to Dexter. As Lucas Anderson moves that back, Dexter will have it just inside of their defensive third. The restart away, headed back by Pioneer, now grabbed. Here comes the Dreadnoughts. So they get it into the 18. Wilhelm grabs it. He's wearing that black kit as the keeper. Wilhelm puts it up high in the air. That falls down right around the center line as that's Wilkins. On the far side, trying to pull it in. Berman as that poked away out the far touchline. There's going to be a throw-in for Dexter on the far touchline. Inside, they are inside the attacking third. As they launch that down into the far corner, and that will go out the end line. As that'll be a goal kick for Pioneer. Nevin and Kiss it for the Dreadnoughts. See that ball brought ahead down the far side by Berman. Berman lifts it in the air. Kicked away by Garapi. Now on the near touchline. Pioneer trying to pull it away, racing down, trying to get to the 18. That poked out by Garapi. Out the near touchline. Templeton with the throw-in. Templeton arcs it ahead. That launched out from the 18 down the near side of the pitch. Dexter controls, racing ahead. Slide tackle there. As that is going to be a Dexter restart and a yellow card goes to Jan Sane, and they'll say he did not get the ball. As that at 22:53. That is his first yellow. As there's the whistle. That kicked. Jacob on for Pioneer. That ball down the near touchline. Trying to hold it in. That goes out the near touchline. Pioneer with it. With a throw-in. In their own defensive third. 22:36 left to go here in the second. 2-1. Pioneer with the lead. Substitutions on for Pioneer. Strickler comes on. Jacobson comes on. And Moore comes on. Strickler, of course, scored the first goal. Moore scored the second goal. So Pioneer loves to see those two on the pitch. That ball over on the near side of the pitch. Sent ahead by Dexter. Battle for it on the near touchline. As Lucas Anderson battling for it. That will be a restart for Dexter, as they'll have that just inside the near touchline. Again, that's Garipi. Sends it ahead. That bounces into the 18. High over onto the near side. Knocked down and launched ahead by Pioneer. They get it back into the middle third. Ball bouncing. Dexter trying to pull it over. Moore trying to knock it away. That goes out the near touchline. I'm going to say that went off of a Pioneer player. The officials have a better view than I do. Tino with the throw in on the near touchline. Tino, that headed back out the touchline. That'll be Pioneer with the throw in on the near touchline. Jacob with it. And Jacob will actually give it over to Templeton. Templeton. As a deep in his own defensive third, Templeton. Lofts it over, back into the middle third. Racing over to get it is Jacobson. Jacobson has that deflected away. Dexter trying to pull it ahead as that was Craig with it. That deflects over. Lucas Anderson battling right on the center of the pitch, just on the arc there. Back, Lucas Anderson trying to knock it away. Couldn't get everything on it. That poked back. Strickler over there trying to grab the ball. Now is that Wilkins. There's a cross by Dexter. Popped up high back in the air. That ball will go out the end line. That is going to be a goal kick for Pioneer. As we are halfway through the second half, 2-1 Pioneer with the lead. Dexter the last to score at the 32:48 mark. Now Pioneer, that poked out the near touchline. Pioneer with the throw-in. And Strickler gets it back over to Templeton. Templeton gets it ahead to Strickler. Strickler moves it back over to Templeton on the near touchline. Templeton avoiding pressure. Templeton tries to feed it over to Moore. Moore coming down the near touchline, trying to get across. That poked out. That should be a throw-in for Pioneer. As well, the official was in a better position to see it, but Pioneer, that will be Dexter with the throw-in. That launched ahead, headed back by Dexter, popped up high, trying to grab it. That ball went off the fingertips and launched out the end line. Lindholm went to get it and just, I think, lost the ball for a second, went off his fingertips behind him. Defensively, Dexter did an excellent job of just kicking it out the end line. That will be a corner for Pioneer. As Lucas Anderson has it in the near corner, he raises his hands. Lucas Anderson launches it down on the ground. That shot and a score! As I believe that's Strickler with his second goal. And at the 18:34 mark, Pioneers, Strickler with the goal. That makes it 3-1.
Lucas Strickler gets the goal. The assist for Lucas Anderson.
Anderson gets the assist. As it was normally, you see a lot of the corners get launched up high in the air. But that one down along the ground, unexpected and a good move. That pops over. Pioneer lifts it up high, trying to start the rush the other direction. And moved over to Gazzino. Gazzino moving it ahead. Templeton trying to get it. That popped up high as that comes halfway up to us. That had a heck of a leg. As one of the youngsters tosses it over, and boy, does a good job to avoid the photographer there. That young gentleman has an arm. Gazzino with the throw-in on the near touchline. 3-1, Pioneer with the lead. Strickler with the brace. 2 goals more with the other goal. On the other side, it's Morales-Leverett. As that headed back, knocked down by Pioneer. Now lifted, Templeton has it, trying to work through contact. Templeton launches it ahead. Now racing down to get it. That pulled down by Garapi. Trying to pull away. Curb away, had it. That goes out the near touchline. Templeton with the throw-in. So we are approaching the 17-minute mark left here in the second. Templeton looks to his right, now launches it into the 18. That kicked out by the Dreadnoughts. Lifted the other direction, now sent down the far side of the pitch. Jacobson trying to get it, ends up in a heap. That launched down. Headed back over as Berman had it in along the far touchline. That will be a throw-in for Reifler. Reifler is between the benches, right at the center line. Lifts it high. That knocked down, trying to pull it away. Pioneer sends it just the other side of the center line. Trying to work ahead as that's Jacob who puts it deep in along the far touchline. There's a cross, trying to get it over to Moore, who puts it in. Moore makes it 4-0 at 16-13. 4-1. 4-1, Pioneer with the lead. Moore with the goal. The beautiful setup. I couldn't quite see who launched it over, but it was a beautiful pass, and Moore just finished it off. Reifler with the assist. Reifler has had some huge plays so far today. Morales, Leverett to start things off again for the Dreadnoughts. Pioneer has pumped the goal differential up to 3 in this contest. The ball coming down. Wilkins racing down the far touchline, keeps it in. Wilkins with Strickler to his left. Wilkins trying to dribble through. That knocked back over to Jacob. Jacob feeds it ahead. Here comes Lucas Anderson. Lucas Anderson into the attacking third. Puts it down in along the near touchline. Here comes Moore. Moore with the cross. That picked up. Launched ahead by Wilkins as that'll go out the end line. That will be a corner for Pioneer. Lucas Anderson with his last set piece actually resulted in a score. Lucas Anderson gets it set. We're approaching the 15-minute mark. That lifted up, knocked down by Moore. Back over to Lucas Anderson. Lucas Anderson has it just outside the 18 with another cross. As that finds its way all the way throughout the far touchline, that will be a throw-in for Dexter. 15 minutes left to go here in the second half. 4-1, Pioneer with the lead. They have the ball just inside the attacking third. Lucas Anderson feeds it through traffic Over on the far wing, that back over to Jacobson. Jacobson over to Templeton. Templeton down the near touchline. Templeton lifts it all the way across. That one just out of the reach, trying to get it over to Kerbaway. Went out the end line. Lindholm has it set at the 6. Bruder in for Dexter. Here comes Jacobson with it. Jacobson bringing it down the middle of the pitch. Now moves it back. Just shy of the center line over to Jacob. Jacob right on the blockades for Pioneer. Moves it back over to Berman. Berman over to Jacob. Jacob moving it ahead. There's Lucas Anderson. Flips it over. Now that launched all the way down. Trying to get to it. Strickler has it knocked away. That pulled back over. Here comes Reifler. Reifler over to Jacobson. Jacobson moves it over. That pulled away. Here comes Dexter. Dexter trying to get it back. Adonis Anderson trying to get that. Now there's Lucas Anderson trying to pull through traffic. Lucas Anderson in a big battle there with Malik, as Lucas Anderson ends up down on the pitch. Play still continuing. The ball popped up high. That'll go out the touchline as Lucas Anderson slow to get up. Moore goes over to check on him. 13:01 left to go here in the second as the trainer comes over to take a look at Lucas Anderson. We will step away with a message from the MHSAA.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
13:01 left to go here in the second half. 4-1 Pioneer with the lead as that ball lofted in. Now in the attacking third down the far touchline for Pioneer as they race ahead. That into the 18. Coming over and a save as Moore racing in, and Lindholm able to get in the way. An amazing save by Lindholm. Had offsides the call before that, so. Lindholm puts it over and along the near touchline. That brought back. Here comes Pioneer. Strickler with a brace. Gets that over, trying to find it back now in along the near touchline. Racing over with it. That picked up. Jacobson puts it in along the far side of the pitch. Trying to race through is that Reifler, who sends it, and Lindholm grabs it down. Yeah, Reifler has made some beautiful plays. Or excuse me, nope, sorry, that was Kerfkins over on that far side. Just saw the two. Missed it. Was a 20, not 26. Dexter into the attacking third, trying to pull that away. Coming down the far side of the pitch, Dexter looking for a cross as that's pulled down. All the way on the far touchline. Pioneer starts to rush the other direction. That goes out the far touchline right in front of the Dexter bench. As that was Barbaro. As that was a whistle before it went in the Pioneer goal. 11:05 left to go here in the second half. 4-1 Pioneer with the lead. Garipi set to kick it away. All the way down, headed out of harm's way by Pioneer. Now lifted back and along the far side of the pitch. Battle for it just outside of the 18. That back over to Moore. Moore moves it over on the near side. Here comes Adonis Anderson. Adonis Anderson firing at that. Popped out the near touchline quickly. Adonis Anderson with the throw in. That back over as bringing ahead Chuknowski. Sends it back over to Adonis Anderson. Adonis Anderson back over to Chuknowski just inside the near touchline. Chuknowski gets it over on the center of the pitch. Now Chuknowski gets it back as we approach the 10-minute mark. And over on the near wing, trying to work his way around is Kerbaway. That knocked out. Ball loose. As Dexter able to keep it out. Kerbaway with it. It's it with the cross. That knocked down. Again, a good defensive play by the center back. Pioneer with a... It's going to be a restart there. Adonis Anderson has it. Substitutions. Starosta comes in for Pioneer. It's Adonis Anderson. It's it back over to Strickler. Strickler with the cross all the way over onto the far wing. Pioneer back over to Strickler. Strickler over to Starosta. Starosta brings down the near side of the pitch. Gets it to Adon, and that's an offsides. Trying to get over to Adonis Anderson in the near corner. Offsides. That goes over to Dexter. 9:50 left to go here in the second half. 4-1 Pioneer with the lead. Looking to try and make it a clean sweep with a win by the freshman, the JV, and the varsity. But 8 minutes, 35 seconds left for Dexter to try and make a comeback. Moore has it. And along the near side of the pitch, Moore sends it to the center of the pitch, racing ahead with it. And blasted down in along the far touchline. Pioneer over as that sent ahead and out the far touchline just in front of the Pioneer bench. As that was Barbaro who sent it ahead. Dexter lifts it high, but a whistle blown. That ball is going to come back over into the just outside the attacking third for Pioneer, as that'll be a free restart for Pioneer. As they're going to restart just in front of the 30-yard line out on the far touchline. 7:20 left to go here. Pioneer in no hurry, up 4-1. That ball lifted, knocked away by Dexter. Now Adonis Anderson has it. Adonis Anderson flips that back over to Jacobson. Now Dexter trying to knock it away. Jacob has it. Jacob moves it along the far touchline. Back to Jacob. Jacob heads towards the center line. Stolen away. Here comes Dexter racing down the far side of the pitch. Trying to get inside the offensive, the attacking third. That lifted up high. Now Strickler knocks it the other direction. All the way back over Barbaro picking it up. That ball will go out the end line. .6:25 left to go here in the second half. 4-1. That ball in along the far touchline. Dexter controls. Cross knocked down by Starosa. Pulling it and bringing it in is Brutally. It will be a goal kick by Wilhelm. Pioneer brings it up the near side of the pitch. That's Jacob. Jacob flips it over. Launching it ahead. Corralled. Here comes Pioneer over the center line. As just dispossessed. Pulling that back over. As moving it over, that's Kerfkins. Kerfkins flips that, popping it up high. Strickler, who has a brace. Strickler heads it up. Starosa coming back, moves that back over, trying to race through and coming out to grab it. Kerfkins was racing down, but a good play by Lindholm to grab it in the 18. Lindholm lifts it high down the air. That knocked down by Adonis Anderson. Adonis Anderson heads it back. Now lifted over by Jacobson. Jacobson. And moved all the way back over to Jacob. Jacob just outside of his own defensive third. Jacob lifts it all the way ahead. Pioneer trying to get it over to Strickler. Strickler. As that tipped away right in along the near touchline, that goes out. That will be a throw-in for Adonis Anderson for Pioneer. Right on that near touchline. Gets it back over. Here comes Chanowski. Chanowski. Flips that. We're coming in. Starosta with a shot and a diving save. Batting it away was Lindholm. That will result in a corner for Pioneer. As that's Kerfkins to take the corner. 3:45 left to go. That corner back over. Comes over in along the near side of the pitch. Sent ahead by Dexter. Grab now Jacob. Launches it. That through the 18 into the far corner. Pioneer holds it there just outside the far touchline. Now working his way. Kerfkins tries to get into the 18. But that just out the end line, that will result in a goal kick for the Dreadnoughts. The ball on the near touch line, all the way over the center line, and that will go out. Three minutes left to go. 4-1. Pioneer with the lead. They have the ball as Adonis Anderson will have it just right around the center line. As that ball knocked down, Strickler back to Adonis Anderson. Adonis Anderson trying to move it back. That's stolen away. Here comes Dexter. And a good job by Jacob to slide tackle that out the near touchline. Dexter with the throw in. That back, and they'll go back out the near touchline. That'll be another throw in for Dexter. As that'll be Broodley. Broodley trying to launch it. That headed back out at harm's way. That ball launched the other direction. Dexter trying to get to it. Adonis Anderson heads that out the near touchline. 2 minutes left to go. Here in the second half. Broodley again with the throw in. That ball controlled by Pioneer. That sent down the near touchline. Dexter with it. Quickly with the throw in. That ball, Strickler sends it. That bounces just over the gate. Broodley with the quick throw, and Dexter continuing to battle, throwing, showing a lot of trying to go and work quickly, doing everything they can to get each opportunity they can. Adonis Anderson battling in along that near wing over with Meyer. That pop back over and goes out the near touchline. 1 minute, 12 seconds left to go. Again, quickly with the throw in is Broodley. That ball high. Templeton heads it back. Less than a minute remaining as Pioneer brings the ball ahead. That lifted all the way back. Here comes Pioneer. One-on-one. Shot and a score as Starosa puts it in. And that puts the exclamation point on the game. Starosa shook free and did an excellent job as coming out. Lindholm tried to challenge him, and Starosa found the back of the net. 48 seconds left. Pioneer pulling 3 big SEC Red points out of this match. And lifted down, headed down by Adonis Anderson. Lifted back, that'll go out the far touchline. 37 seconds left to go. Our next action will be with this same team as Huron comes in on Saturday. Varsity plays at 1 o'clock. We will be here for that contest. That goes out the end line, as it is always a battle between Pioneer and Huron on the pitch. As 8 seconds left to go. Is a corner for Dexter. They put it up high as that goes out the end line. And there is the whistle. Pioneer wins by a score of 4-1. Pioneer will be back in action versus Huron. That will be Saturday here. Last Saturday without a game over at without a college game over at the Big House. 1 o'clock for the varsity game. Freshman starts at 10 o'clock, so that means 11:30 for the junior varsity. We will at least have the varsity match. Again, any prayers out there for my mother Linda Wiseman, who's in the hospital? I would be very, very grateful. So thank you very much for my camera person, Christina Wiseman. My name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you for cheering for these teams wherever you are at when you can't make it. It is our privilege to be here. My name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you, and have a fantastic, fantastic rest of your evening.